Good morning. My name's Andrew Hawksworth.
I'm Susan.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Susan. How can I be of assistance today?
Well, to be honest, I've never really been used to talking to a counselor. Nothing against you, I just never really felt that I had a need, and, well...
You felt that only crazy people need to talk to counselors.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Believe me, you don't have to be crazy to talk to a counselor. We're not here to make you feel awkward or make you feel uncomfortable or anything like that. We're just here to help you live your life to its fullest. That's the only reason why we're here. So how can I help you today?
Okay. Well, I'm project manager at Kim & Lowe's law firm downtown, and I've been doing this job for about 3 years now, and I really enjoy the work. I love the pace of it, and I love the power to make things get done. And but it's a very high stress job, and especially when I'm dealing with a lot of deadlines. And this last week, I have a multi-million-dollar project due on Friday. Several members of my team have been severely falling behind on their work, and it was to the point that it was starting to reflect on my ability to handle the team. So my boss actually called me in and basically told me as such. It just infuriated me. I put me in a state of fear like I really have never even experienced before. It got so bad that I haven't been able to sleep or to really enjoy just even my time off.
Absolutely.
And I can't stop thinking about the project and how if I fail, then I'm going to lose my job. And with this economy, there's no way I'm going to get another job. And then if I lose my name and my reputation, then I'm going to become a nobody, and I'm going to be one of those people that just passes through life and doesn't leave any mark on the planet, and nobody knows I even existed. And so finally, yesterday, I was working in a meeting, and while I was up there, I ended up passing out in front of everybody, and they called in the medics, and they revived me, and when I kind of explained what was going on, they recommended that I come in and talk to a counselor. Maybe.
Wow, that is a lot to be dealing with. I'm glad you're okay, first of all. I'm glad that there was no serious problems, that they were able to revive you. And I'm glad that you came in to talk too through this. I mean, that's a lot of stress for you to be carrying with. It sounds like you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders with the project and your team falling through and everything. Like that's got to be a lot to deal with. How often have you experienced these anxiety attacks?
Well, this was definitely the worst attack I ever remember experiencing, but I felt this way before. Pretty much every time I have a major project due or something that really has made me extremely stressed.
Wow. How do you feel when these anxiety attacks come up? Can you describe the emotions that you feel?
I really just get inconsolably restless. I pace all the time, and I start chewing on my nails. I'm constantly playing with things to keep my hands busy, and I can't sleep, and most of the night I just kind of lay in bed and I think about all the things that I have to get done so that I don't end up doing my responsibilities, because I'm so afraid that I'm going to blow something.
Absolutely. Well, that's a lot for anyone to be dealing with. Like you said, the weight of the world on your shoulders, it's too much weight for anyone to be carrying. So it's understandable how you'd be feeling stressed and how anxiety could come up like that. Can you tell me how long you've had these anxiety attacks in your life? Like, is this a new occurrence, or has this been a familiar experience throughout your life?
Well, it's kind of a long-standing trait. Even when I was in high school, I remember spending countless nights awake till wee hours in the morning trying to get all stressed out over projects that were going to be due. And I only really slept when exhaustion overtook me. I didn't want to miss anything. But it really ended up paying off in the end. I graduated valedictorian in my class and a 4.3 GPA. And if there's one thing that can be said of my family, it's definitely that we are very, very hard workers.
Well, that's very impressive. That's a great GPA. Your parents must have been very proud of you. Can you tell me about your childhood?
Well, there were 4 of us. There was my mom, my dad, me, and my brother. And I think we were a pretty normal family. My mom worked as a data entry assistant. She usually worked from home for a local business, and my dad was a high-level executive for an advertising firm, so he was always traveling around the country working with a bunch of different major corporations to create new designs. And he made really good money. I mean, we weren't wealthy, but all of our needs were met, and there was never anything that we really didn't have that we needed.
Yeah.
So, my brother and I got along all right. Mostly, we weren't very close because when we got to high school, there was a lot of competition between us over who was going to do best. I think that competition never really stopped. My brother's actually a CEO for an investment firm. It's one of the ones that actually kind of survived the crash. So.
Oh wow, well that's good. That's good for him. How did you feel with your dad traveling around so much, being gone so often?
Well, a lot of people ask me about that. I mean, I just kind of got used to him being gone. It was just part of his job, so we kind of just had to understand it. I mean,
absolutely.
And he was really good about being home for major events like our birthdays and Christmas. And the thing that always frustrated me was that even when he was home, he had this like incessant need to still be doing work.
Wow, that must have been frustrating for you. Because especially because if he was home for holidays and events, then it's like you want just family time. You want him there for you, and then his attention's being divided. How would you describe your relationship with your family?
Oh, I was definitely a lot closer to my mom than to my dad.
Okay.
Just because she was around and my dad was always off on business.
Yeah.
But I really loved both my parents and my brother, and I think we were a pretty driven family. Everybody had their own passions and hobbies and things that they would do, and everybody was there to encourage each other and to support each other with their hobbies. But we really didn't interfere with each other, so everyone just kind of had their own life.
Okay. Well, being the oldest, did you feel pressure from your family?
Mm.